Hey everybody, good Sunday to you. This is going to be the last live stream of this night until perhaps a week. We're going to have live streams through the week, but from San Diego Comic-Con starting on Tuesday. I will still do stadium updates. However, I have signed on some additional folks to help. And also let me straighten out something really quick as I'm doing this. One moment, please. One moment, please. Be right back. Okay, let's try this. Have at it again. Hello, everybody. Let's see what that does. And welcome to the jungle. That should be better. Trying to make sure that you have a clear screen. If you have a clear screen, let me know. Let's see here. I don't see one thing. Santini Sanchez, welcome. Don't recognize your name, so you are new. Just know that we have a. Hey Sean, how are you? Not a matter of fun and games here. Unfortunately, some serious business, some unfortunate business. Hey Sean, how you doing? Some unfortunate business. I say unfortunate because this is don't quite know why this is blurry. This is blurry on your end. I'm just doing a test. Is anyone else getting a blur? I may. Sean, you got a blur? Is your screen blurry? Hello? Well, there's 9 of you now, so I'm guessing that the screens are not blurry. It's good on your end? Okay, cool. It's good on your end. And if you're good on your end, Sean, I'm just going to go ahead and go with it. Okay, cool. All right. Your screen is clear. Orlando, welcome. How you doing? Okay, cool. Let's get started, folks. A number of you know, and I've talked for some time about the problem of hotel stadium tax lack of growth compared with what the Southern Nevada Tourism and Infrastructure Committee consultants told the members of that committee established by then Nevada Governor Brian Sandoval to expect growth upon growth that has not happened. The lifeblood revenue for the Stadium Authority is to a degree, but not entirely, the stadium hotel tax revenue. The stadium hotel tax revenue is primarily used to retire the bond issue. But in both cases, the debt requirements, the requirements to pay the expenses and then the bond debt have been threatened by the simple fact that Las Vegas hotel visitation rates have gone down. They've reduced to a point where now they're arguably flatlined, neither growing nor shrinking, but compared to last year, sort of flatlined, okay? All of that has created a situation when you compare constantly rising, when you compare the rising expense levels of a deficit. That's right. The Las Vegas Stadium Authority has been flirting with the situation for quite some time, going back to arguably a year. And it was, as I pointed out in one of my earlier shows, it was asymptotically reducing to zero or negative, but not quite there, right? Well, this, according to the just released agenda for the July 18th Las Vegas Stadium Authority meeting, guess what? They can't hide anymore. They have a deficit. Take a look at this. This is what they posted, okay? This is it. And let me get this code out of the way here. This is the room tax revenue. I'll cut right to the chase. Budget, $111,405,016, okay? Again, that's the budget amount. The actual is $111,163,348. The difference is $250,000. About $241,669, or difference of about 0.2%. And so, if you want to know what the problems are, you can see right here. Trailing 12-month revenue by jurisdiction. Clark County, only a 1.2% change year to year. Las Vegas, a drop of negative 1.2%. Henderson, an increase of 3.9%, but not enough to offset Las Vegas. North Las Vegas, an increase and of 14.3%. Boulder City, it increased to 17.5%. But those jurisdictions are not large enough to make up for Las Vegas. Las Vegas has been the drag, and it's because Las Vegas hotel visitation rates have been on the wane. Uh, and the reason for this problem has to do in large part with the simple fact that, look, Las Vegas had record levels of tourism visits all the way up to 2016 and through part of 2017. But what happened, and it wasn't related to the shooting at all. People like to lean back on that, but these problems are structural, and they had occurred roughly 6 months before the shooting, and so which occurred on October 1 of 2017. And so what happened was that Las Vegas, in part because of high resort fees, but also the simple fact that now, today, a casino is within an hour's drive of any city in the United States. No, I didn't say any major city. I said any city. Whatever qualifies as a city and not a town, there's a casino nearby within an hour's drive. That fact alone has damaged Las Vegas' advantage as a casino hub, a casino magnet, center of the American casino and gambling industry. And this has gone on to the point where we're at now for years, decades. You all know that. Everybody knows that. The only question is, at what point are we going to see Las Vegas itself suffer from it? And you're seeing it in different ways. This is one of them. And so, as I've said before, the Raiders' foray into Las Vegas has always run up against the fact that, look, the timing is bad, the timing is bad. And that if the Raiders had started this effort years ago, well, arguably they couldn't do it because of changes in gambling laws and mores, but it would have been a better time. Now, given the way Vegas is changing, there are people who are placing, I think, too much emphasis and too many expectations on the Raiders' ability to meet the visitor and the sports ability in general, not just the Raiders, but the Las Vegas Aces, the hockey team. Once you get past the initial push and the excitement of having all this new stuff in Vegas, you're coming to the point where, hey, the question is this enough to get us over the hump? And will the Raiders be enough to get us over the hump? Well, that's, in the offing. Hey, Raul, how you doing? But what's going on right now is that Las Vegas visitor problems are so acute, and there's no sign of them getting any better, that by the time the Raiders Stadium is eventually finished, and by the time all of these other buildings are finished, sure, Las Vegas itself will get a pop, which will be dampened in part by higher hotel rates. But overall, my prediction, after about 2 or 3 years, maybe less, you're not going to see much difference. It's not going to be the big expectation, the big deal that some people thought it was going to be. Because gambling was something that people would travel on a regular basis, month to month, week to week. You know what I'm talking about, to do. There are many people whose jobs made it their jobs to be great gamblers. In this instance, what's happening is that sports is not going to replace that, okay? That's just not going to occur. It's just not going to occur. It's just not happening. Just not happening. So that's where it is right now. And the question is for the stadium authority, how what does it do to close that budget deficit? Because the structural. What I mean by structural is that the Las Vegas Stadium Authority consultants and the Las Vegas Stadium Authority itself has to come to grips with the fact that they're not going to recover from this. That until they decide to have another revenue source, perhaps gambling in sports, something to help them pay for this, they're going to be looking at this problem for a while. Okay. Don't assess what is NHL attendance in Vegas. Let me see that. We are online. NHL attendance in Vegas, Las Vegas. I'll get that information for you in one moment. Okay. Let me see where there's a whole ranking here according to ESPN. Chicago is number 1. Montreal is number 2. Chicago averaged 22,734 here. I'll bring you over so you can have a look at this, all right? One moment, please. I'm just trying to get this cord so it's out of the way. There, okay. And Montreal is at 21,046. Philadelphia, Toronto, we don't, in terms of averages, we're not seeing Vegas unless I ran by them. Vegas, number 12. It didn't say Las, just says Vegas. So Las Vegas is 18,000. This is average. Yeah, 18,318. And then 75,067. And you have to remember, most of these are locals. All right. These other numbers are, let's see here, in terms of this percentage, and then that's home road, and then overall. They don't compare that number with last year. That's 2018, 2019 attendance. Okay. So, but Vegas is 12. Okay, Vegas is 12. The question is, what was Vegas last in its inaugural year? And let's find out. Let's see here. Vegas. Do that. Let's say 2017? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, all right, here we go. This is 2017, 2018. And Las Vegas came in at number 17. So it's actually up from 12, but 18,042. Okay. So Las Vegas increased in terms of hockey. But if you're looking to determine, if to say, hey, that's something that is supposed to help the area, here's the problem. You had locals going to those games, and you're talking about a metropolitan area that is struggling to be about 2 million in size. And within that, you have a loyal fan base that pulls 18,000 into just north of 18,000 into T-Mobile Stadium. All right. But it's not the top 10. And not only that, it's arguably, in terms of the stadium size, not big enough with respect to the metropolitan area size to be able to say, okay, we're bringing in people from outside to, do hockey. Point is, hockey, while it's a good contributor to the whole in terms of having something that wasn't there before, which means you get, the playoffs, that sort of thing. If they don't go to the playoffs, you have a problem. But in terms of hotels. But the bottom line is the Las Vegas Golden Knights have been a local attraction far more than a national attraction. It gets national attention. It's great to have, for Las Vegas to have one more entity that has the name Las Vegas on it. That's, in this case, got attention from the sports world. But is it helping in terms of hotel visitation rates? No, it's not. To have a hope for that, you're going to need something the size of the Raiders Stadium. But my fear is that by the time we get there, okay, by the time the Raiders Stadium is actually finished, the lack of desire to go to Las Vegas to do anything, from gambling, the people who are getting laid off left and right, will be so great that the stadium's activities won't be large enough to offset it. And the hotels will try to recover, in terms of revenue, what they lose by not having visitors around. But then they have this expectation that something's going to happen because of these football events. So they're going to jack up the prices and scare people away. So that's the scenario that's staring right in the face of the Las Vegas Stadium Authority and the region, right? And it's always been there. But now, with this report, with this stadium report, it should be crystal clear to anybody that cares to pay attention to it. Hey, you know what? There's a problem here. And so for those of you who've, said, oh, Zenny's wrong and this is all this, I've said before and I said again, I pay attention to technical economic development and technical budgetary and municipal budgetary issues. If I show you something, it's numbers, okay? It's not, who said what to whom or whatever, who thought did something or whatever, or source. My source is right online. This is information that anybody can look at. Anyone can look at. It's sitting right there, right there. So yeah, this is a problem. Anyway, let me go and take a look at the rest of the agenda here that's been presented and see what we know. We have that problem. Then we have the Stadium Authority financial report, but I'm more interested right now in the project status report. And the project status report reads like this. General overview: as of April 31st, 2019, all reports generally indicate the Las Vegas Stadium project is on schedule and on budget, will include all project elements and will meet the project standards set forth in the Stadium Development Agreement and Senate Bill 1 pursuant to the Stadium Development Agreement. Okay, that's the general overview, all right? So the general overview hasn't changed. The project schedule, they say it's unchanged. Substantial completion is anticipated on July 31st. The stadium's open event is expected to occur on August 16th, 2020, and project closeout is currently scheduled for October 31st. Wait a minute. Read this. This is a new entry, folks. Remember I was talking about October? This is a new entry. Look at this, okay? Look at this. All right. This is what I call an adjustment. The project schedule was unchanged during the reporting period. Substantial completion is anticipated on July 31st, 2020. The stadium's opening event, it didn't say NFL, it said the stadium's opening event is expected to occur on August 16th, 2020, and project closeout is currently scheduled for October 31st, 2020. All right. Folks, that's new. All right. And that, you know what that is? That's them telling us that they're going to get far enough along to have different things going on at the stadium starting August 16th. But no, it did not at all say NFL games. And for the first time in the history of this project, they have mentioned a date that I told you was coming up. I told you right here, if you care to pay attention. I have videos that specifically say it. And it reads, and I'm showing you this because I told you this. I told you this right here. October 31st, 2020. Okay? Project closeout is currently scheduled for October 31st, 2020. All right? All right? I'm not happy dancing about this. This is not a matter of happy dancing. This is a matter of getting the truth out about the project so that we can clear out the BS and make sure that it's done right. When it's done, when it's finished, it's open. It's about time, okay? That's the way you do these things. That's the way you do these things. Pure and simple. Pure and simple. So, Donut says, shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, hey, what can I say? Except, how did we get here? I will tell you how we got here. We got here simply because there was been a rush to do this thing from day one. Okay? It's been a case of hurry up with promises of, we can do this, we can make this happen, we can definitely complete this on time. We can do this in 27 months. Remember that? Instead of the common almost 4 years. It's all of that. And yet, there were problems with steel delivery, problems with the design of the stadium, problems with the weather. The weather's played a big factor in this, So all of this has come together to place us where we are right now. You have a stadium where the Stadium Authority has a budget problem, and it's not going to be completed when they said it was. And basically the date that they have there is, you saw it, October 31st, 2020. October 31st, 2020. I repeat, October 31st, 2020. That is when the stadium is going to be finished and ready for use by the Raiders. That's not enough time to do a full NFL season. The question is, are they going to just admit that and move forward? They have all but said that in the document, okay? You're not going to see the NFL next year in Las Vegas because the stadium is not ready. You're not going to see the NFL in Las Vegas next year because the stadium is not ready. Well, let me amend that. You're not going to see an NFL season played in full in Las Vegas because the stadium will not be ready. It just won't be ready. There it is. So, the Raiders are expected to notify the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum Joint Powers Authority of their intent to remain and play in Oakland by April 1st of next year. I can tell you that the Coliseum Authority is very willing to work with the Raiders. The relationship between the Coliseum Authority and the Raiders has been quite great. Hey, welcome to Zenny62 if you're just joining me. 2 points of information. First of all, the Stadium Authority budget is in deficit by $240,000, almost $250,000. And the stadium will not be finished. And this is according to, not me now, this is according to the Stadium Authority's own agenda prior to its 18th of July meeting this week, will be finished October 31st of next year. That's the new date. They said that there would be events held in the stadium starting, or expected to be able to start on the 16th of August. But then it reads in black and white. I'm going to quote you this. The project schedule was unchanged during the reporting period. That's how this paragraph starts. So, and this is substantial completion, it reads, is anticipated on July 31st, 2020. The stadium's opening event, that's the new wording, is expected to occur on August 16th, 2020, and project closeout, in other words, when it's really finished, okay? This wording is interesting. And project closeout is currently scheduled for October 31st, 2020. There you go. Boom. Okay? There you are. I told you that last year. I said, hey, look, you're looking at October. You're looking at October 30th, October 31st with this. Okay? Oh, no, you're wrong. Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. I stuck to my guns. What else here? Project contingency, the aggregate stadium project contingency decreased by 20.8 million, they report. The overall contingency is provised of the guarantee maximum price contingency of 48 million, and some other stuff that, you know, is waiting really deep in the woods, maybe deeper than you want to go, but not me, so I'll spare you that. Change orders, they say no change orders were issued during the last reporting period, leaving total project change orders to date at $15.3 million. Pending and potential change orders, that's the important one, were reported collectively in the current month's report in total 59.7 million. Those continue to include a combination of scope revisions, allowance adjustments, tariffs, and additional costs attributable to foreign materials and unforeseen earthwork conditions. The most significant of the pending potential change orders were adjustments to the signal tower and those related to North End Zone Club, 10 million, and South End Zone Corner Suites at 7.4 million. Notably, 9.5 million of the pending potential change orders is attributable to guaranteed maximum price exclusions. 24.6 million is attributable to owners, raters, scope increases, and 19.9 million is attributable to allowance overruns. Respecting that these change orders are estimates, they remain actively under evaluation by the development team, which is another way of saying, hey, look, these things can increase. All right? All right? All right? All right? All right? Okay? All right? Respecting these change orders estimates, the construction monitor noted that once approved, and I quote, once approved, these elements will become integrated into the project at a cost in excess of the established budget once the available owner contingency has been expended. You know what I love about this report? It's finally honest. You know, we finally got a report that tells it like I know it is. And I've been telling you it is for some time. And you all have been, no, you're wrong. You're always wrong. Yeah. No. Okay? Finally, the Stadium Authority is producing a report I can trust. This is good. This is a mix of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hey, welcome to stadium development, folks. It happens. Kudos to you, Don Webb. Kudos to you. I'm a fan. Okay? I'm a fan. And I will pray that you get this done and this sings, you know, and makes everyone proud. All I've asked for is for the Stadium Authority and the Raiders and Clark County to just be 1 million%, not 100%, 1 million% honest about where they're at every specific point in time. Because if there are problems, right, and someone has an idea like me or somebody else, say, hey, look, here's something to suggest. And then we can all jump in together and help out. Okay? That makes it fun, all right? The thing's not going to reverse. It's next to an earthquake fault. That's another consideration. That's another problem, all right? Again, deal with the problems. Deal with the problems up front. All right. We've got, what else do we have here? Structure monitors, Jordan's, LaSalle, Lang. Oh, by the way, the construction monitor is actually Jones Lang LaSalle. Jones Lang LaSalle was originally the Staubach company. And if you're saying you mean Roger Staubach, the same Roger Staubach that was the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, yeah. Roger went into real estate, became very successful, had the pleasure of meeting him at the 1997 International Council of Shopping Center Spring Convention in Las Vegas. Few years thereafter, Mr. Staubach sold the Staubach company to a group that created Jones Lang LaSalle for $660 million. Anyway, they are the construction monitor. A little trivia there for you, okay? They are the construction monitor for the stadium. All right. So I'm getting back down to what I'm looking for. This is interesting. They explain that among other things, there's the contract has an average of 1,200 workers each day, has maintained expanded work week, and has added a second shift work on Saturdays. And they cited substantial progress related to steel erection during the current reporting period, noting that 15 of the 24 stadium canopy sections, all right, have been installed at the time of the most recent field visit, with 7 more sections located on the ground in various stages of assembly. The construction monitor, did note, actually this is Grand Canyon Partners, GDP, did note a challenge with canopy section number 5010, which had not been released due to an alignment issue. Okay, now this, I have to give credit where credit is due. This comes from, you have to give them credit. This comes from Rich and Joy Lightlauer. You know, Jedi Rich, okay? Those. They're the ones who broke that story and just started acting weird. But all that other stuff aside, they were right. They had the right sources. You have to give them credit for what they've done and explain to them, hey, look, all right, it's right here in black and white. And it says, and I'll repeat. Let me show you this just so that it's noted, okay? Right here, okay? Grand Canyon Development Partners did note a challenge with canopy section number 5010, which had not been released due to an alignment issue. Now resolved, the canopy section was removed to allow for realignment of the supporting truss columns. This resulted in a delay placing subsequent canopy sections on the west side of the stadium and will potentially delay the centering of the interior ring beam originally scheduled for July 30th, 2019 to mid-August. Respecting that this remains a critical milestone date for the project, Grand Canyon Development Partners reiterated its belief that the contractor can manage the other elements of the schedule to achieve substantial completion by July 31st, 2020. Notably, the second critical path issue identified by Grand Canyon Development Partners was the cable net roof and the ETFE installation, that's the roof fabric, anticipated for completion by mid-March of 2020. Grand Canyon Development Partners noted that there is no required adjustment to the timing of this element. Staff has requested that Grand Canyon Development Partners continue to closely monitor the progress of the project with particular attention given to the items outlined above. So there it is in black and white. It comes officially straight from the horse's mouth, okay? It comes officially straight from the horse's mouth. It's right here in this report, all right? Sean Watts says, can't they see a stadium is a bad idea? Okay. This is looking out to be costly. Project completed. They have the outline of amount that's completed. The amount of it, the project that has been completed to date is $879,382,057, or 47.8% as of May of this year. Okay, that's official. All right. So that's the There's more notes here that I will peruse another time, but I think for the purpose of this discussion are not necessary for me to drill down. All right. Um, there is something item number 10 is particularly notable. It's the stadium project budget adjustment. So you have the project status report and you have Stadco monthly report. The community benefits plan report, I'm going to skip over mainly because thanks to the yeoman work of um, Lynn with Mortensen, who's just been a consummate professional, I might add. This has gone very smoothly in terms of the community benefits and minority participation aspect of the project. Now, let's get to the Stadco monthly report for April, which I thought that we saw before as an overlap. So what I'm going to do is, maybe we did not. I'm going to just go through here, and it says the project budget is increased for, yeah, this looks like something we've seen before. All right, so I'm going to skip over this one and go to the May Stadco monthly report, which is more up to date. And this one explains that the project also, this is what Steve Hill wrote. The project remains on schedule for a substantial completion. That's the wording, okay? On July 31st, 2020. And though the current funding disbursement, we have spent over nearly $900 million, which I quoted to you, the public sector contribution represents 36% with Stadco, and the Raiders supplying the remaining 64%. More than 65% of all subcontracted work has been awarded to Nevada-based firms. And the project continues to outperform its SBE, small local business development goal, and 20% of the subcontracted work awarded to 93 individual firms in that area. And they continue to be above their workforce diversity goal. They're at 38% minority and women participation, okay? And 65% of the 2 million construction workforce hours recorded through June have been filed by minority and female workers. Well done. You got to give credit where credit is due, folks, okay? And you know, my reaction to this is because they're finally giving us an honest report about what the heck is going on. Cool. You got problems? Admit them. You know, you got problems, you got problems. You got successes, you got successes. That's the way it goes, all right? So they have still total stadium development sources and uses still at 1.8 billion. I'm going to look at this with a jaundiced eye, given the fact that it's not incorporating the change order issue. I don't see any reports regarding there's a stadium budget, and regarding the whole issue of mechanics liens, which apparently they say have been resolved, and the issue with tab reconstruction. I don't see that either. So they have a presentation of the schedule here, which goes out to, they say, late 2020 for the line, late July 2020 for the part of design construction administration. But note, they actually say, hey, this is going to be finished by October 31st. All right, so I'm going to page through all of this. I'm at page 13 of a 57-page report that I have no intention of boring you with here. I want to wade through this so I can get back and look at your comments, if any. If there's anything that jumps out, I will note it immediately and tell you. But in this scan, frankly speaking, there is not. And this is more about such things as here's a section regarding steel canopy. I want you to look at this, folks. Take a look at this. Boom. All right. That's bowl panorama looking south from the 200 level. Okay. Steel canopy roof section pre-assembly continues around the perimeter of the building. A total of 11 modules have been erected. The north half of the bowl has been turned over to Fresnet as they install false work and begin to shake out cable net components. Bowl steel was completed on the north side of the building and moved to the south. Precast work continues, installing on the 150, 200, 300, and 400 levels. Basically, this is a stadium that's going to have 4 levels, okay? That's what that means, essentially. Actually, 1500 is more measly. It's going to be a 100 level, too. Slab on the metal deck is being placed in the 150, 200, 300, and 350 levels of the building. Field tray bulk excavation and field tray rail installation began under the south end long span trusses, okay? And the south end long span trusses, let me put it this way, that is over here, okay? These are the long span trusses over here. This is the north end. The south end is over here. The north end is where the torch is. That's where the lanai doors are going to be, all right? So we've got, let's see here. Field tray excavations. Metal stud and drywall continues to be installed in the event 50, 05, 100, 150, and 200 levels. And I stand corrected because there's a 50 level. Fireproofing continues 100, 150, 200, and 300 working from the north to the south. Okay, so there we go. Basically, it's a combination of putting in steel, seating, and insulation and fireproofing. That's what that's all about. There's another one where they're working on the east side, field tray, wall installation. And this one, this is a neat photograph. This is the field tray. It's called what I'm about to show you is called the field tray rail grade beam preparation work. This is under the south end long span trusses, all right? Right here. And these are the long, and the long span trusses, all right, are on the south end, okay, are on the bottom end. This is not the roof. I said they're point up top, but I thought they were referring to the canopy truss areas. No. These are trusses. These are long span trusses. All right. Anytime you want to recognize a truss, look for an assembly of steel, generally a triangular shape that is tied together at these longitudinal steel segments, okay? Trusses, what trusses do is they hold a great weight over a horizontal distance. That's what trusses do, all right? So, and I think Cowboy says kind of like the stadium in Arizona, yeah. So, and there is the panoramic view from the 400 level looking west. And below, aisle steps formed and poured at the 200 level precast. Okay. So there you go. All right, and that's so it's making substantial progress in that area, and to be applauded, I think. You know. So take their time. Just take your time. What's the song? Take your time, do it right. Whoever sang that, all right? Take your time, do it right. Let's see here. Stadium project budget adjustment is, this is to inform you, this is about the $40 million adjustment that I think that has to do with the luxury box. This has been announced before. Proposed amendment to applied analysis professional services agreement is that amendment. They're extending the contract through June 30th of next year. And the total billing for professional services cannot exceed $600,000 during that period. So, and they have a capital improvement plan. So there you go. Those are the matters up. So the big deal is, first of all, there's a deficit, all right? And there's a deficit in revenue of $250 and 41 negative 241,669. There was an admission that there was a problem in the installation of canopy trusses in terms of alignment, which goes to, and from a reporting perspective, Jedi Rich and Jedi Joy are to be credited for what they reported first and discovered and put out there, even though I say this again, their behavior was very weird. And you know, when I say weird, I'll explain even deeper. You know, here I am extolling their virtues and trying to tell their story, and Joy thinks I'm taking her story by saying, hey, by the way, you guys were the ones who did this, and this is what they're talking about. Ugh. So it just became really too untenably crazy for me to want to deal with. But having said that, you must give credit where credit is due. Folks, they were right. They had the right sources. And there you are. Now, I'll get to your comments over here. And then, yeah. So, hey, John Carl, how you doing? So, everybody, you got the scoop and the skinny. And I think what I'm going to do is it's 12:23. I am going to, I've got a flight I have to catch on Tuesday morning. And I am going to get ready get some sleep so I can have that sleep roll over and get ready for tomorrow so I can get ready for Comic-Con. All right. But yeah, there you are. That's the report. And yeah, let's keep an eye on these things and see where it goes. But as of now, the Raiders, barring some superhuman effort, which I can't see is going to happen, they're going to be in Oakland through 2020. The Raiders will be in Oakland through 2020. All right. See you guys. Thanks again. All right. Hey, share this with people. All right. Share this with people. Okay. Oh, Black Lion. Hey, Black Lion. Black Lion's got something here. Black Lion says the most recent major earthquake that hit Nevada was a 6 that did 10.5 million of damage when it struck near the Elko County city of Wells at 6:16 in the morning on February 21st, 2018. All right, cool. All right. So remember, I'll be online continuously tomorrow, well, today, depending on where you're at, and one love, and getting ready for Comic-Con. So if I do another live stream tonight, I won't, but I'm going to do another basic video, but it'll be about Comic-Con. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that, folks. Things didn't mean to drop us. Things happen. Fortunately, my iPhone has a case. You know, there we go. All right. Sorry, Cowboy Wrestler. Cowboy Wrestler writes, oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. Dang, diggity dang. It happens. Just when you think you've got this situated, I do. I wish I could show you a picture of what. Yeah, you see, you were talking about earthquakes, and you see what you put in my head. It was like hypnotism. Bad thing. I didn't think I could be hypnotized. You got me. All right. Good night, everybody. And I'll see ya. I'll see ya. Remember, share this one. Share this around.